how homeless people get around bed bugs and shit. Like for me, I won't get into bed if I don't shower. I never will get in bed dirty, especially with hair, because then if I wake up and smell the day before, or if somebody with a stank cig is in my hair, the cig gets in my hair, and also for that reason, I sleep on the floor, or I have a designated like fucking, okay, I'm gonna drop out area. But like, it's messed up because within the homeless community, you have to be careful if you allow them in your personal space. And that's another reason why humans have a hard time coexisting on so many different levels, is because you have to have your own personal protocols, because everybody's biological system and metabolism is sensitive in different ways. And some people get colds real easy. Some people, and some people's houses, if they're not like super tidy, or if they eat certain things, it's going to attract, critters. And, if they have like, carpet and corners that are forever there, and, 500 sheets on their bed, and they're not like, in a crisp, air out kind of lifestyle, there's going to be room to harbor critters. And I've known some people just to let people in their homes and be like, let them lie down. And I'm like, that's like, so you always got to watch out for stuff like that. Because I do interact to a degree with certain homeless people, but I don't like to call some of them homeless, because they're like woodsmen and stuff like that. They just live like super off grid, and they've accepted, their problems and the limitations of their life and implications of their life. And, that's okay. They actually look for jobs, because if you're around the 5 people you're around, if you're like that, you don't want to be around too many of them people. And I'm often in a place where there's a jail up the road, so, like, parolees and people that are let out of jail are walking by almost daily. So to interact with that, it gets in your mind. And, a lot of them have no place to go and everything. So it's like I'm in that perspective to think about that, because I'm just an analytical mind and I get charged. That's why it's like, so you got to think about that. Just as a note for helping homeless people. Don't not help them, but think about it.